In edit mode, we have the same basic functionality. We can take our selection and we can move it, right? We can rotate it. And we can scale it. Well, maybe not that one. Let's say. All right. And then transforms, we have the ability to do all the same stuff, right? Now we can also use our hotkeys, so G, Z, right? R, Y. We can rotate around an axis. We can scale, maybe just on the X, or maybe not on the X at all, right? But we can also use our pivots and our transformed orientations. So if you just hover over it, it should tell you. So that's your transform pivot. That's your transform orientation. So right now we're set to global. We can see this best if we have it set something like this. Let's do... I need something that's not... There we go. All right. All right, so right now we're in global. So if we set it to local, it's going to use that selection as its origin. So normal, it's going to align it to the face normal. This is super handy a lot of times. Gimbal, well... That's a... It's basically a Euler rotation. It's hard to explain. When we get into animation, we have to fight gimbal lock, and we'll talk more about that probably in that section. View, it's going to align it to the view. So it's always facing the view. And cursor is going to line up with our cursor. Now this is cool right here, right? We can come up to view, and for our 3D cursor right here, we can adjust how that works. Now we can also adjust this rotation. Right? So we can sit here and say we want this to whatever angle this is. For some reason our normal's not working, so now we can just grab this dude and move it along that normal, right? I'm gonna go back to global. I'll stay in global most of the time. What are we doing? Next we got our pivots. So now we can do stuff like median point, which is the center, or if we're doing vertices and we have one that's active, right? We can come up here and change that to active element. So if we were to scale, everything is scaling to that active element, right? So that's handy if we wanted to scale that back out to the right size. So we'll just select that guy. Let's do these guys. All right. So we can just zoom in on it, or scale in on it, get it right back to where we wanted. So we'll take that guy there. You just gotta move it a couple times. If you cross over, you may end up getting some funky results. Alright, so I let go, and then I can go to where it kind of stops, and then it won't really overcorrect too much. So now I can flatten everything out, right? Now, alternatively, let's just move some stuff. Alright, so we have non-planar stuff that's not flat. I want to select these edges, so let's just select this face first. I want that to be in points, so let's select that active point there, and we'll say SY0. Boom. Let's do the same thing over here. Right? SZ0. Now we've gotten it flat. That's a much faster way. Median, we've covered individual, so if we were to, I don't have a good way of showing this. Let's see. Let's delete that edge. Just going to create some geometry. Alright, so now let's take a face from each side. Well, we can do multiple selections here. So now we can just scale these, and it's going to do it based on each individual origin. So that's pretty handy as well. And bounding box takes the entire bounding box, so that would be from here to here, here to here, but the bottommost one to here. So the center is going to be somewhere in there, right? And I'm going to put that back to median point.